In the bustling town of Adunkrum, a widow named Mami Ifua was known for her quiet strength. Left to raise two sons, Kwame and Kojo, after her husband's untimely death, she worked tirelessly, selling roasted plantains by the roadside. Her hands were rough, her back bent, but her spirit was unyielding. She said, "I have one dream, that is to see my sons succeed and leave the hardships of poverty behind." Kwame, Kojo, she would say, "Education is the key to a better life. Don't let my struggles be in vain." Kwame, the older son, took her words to heart. He studied late into the night, his fingers blistered from the odd jobs he took to support their family. But Kojo, the younger son, was different. Charming and full of life, he found school boring and spent his days with friends, dreaming of quick money and easy life. One evening, as Mami Eva prepared supper, Kojo burst into the house, his eyes gleaming with excitement. Mama, I've found a way to make money, real money. What was the way? Mami Ifwa asked her son, her hands busy stirring the pot in which she was cooking. Kojo hesitated, then said, "There's a man in town who deals in business. He says if I join him, I'll be rich in no time." Mami Ifwa froze. Business? She had heard whispers about this man, an illegal dealer who lured young boys into dangerous schemes. She turned to Kojo, her voice firm. "My son, no amount of money is worth your soul. Stay away from that man." Kojo shrank, dismissing her fears. "Mama, you don't understand. I'm tired of struggling. You work so hard, but we have nothing to show for it. This could change everything." Her eyes filled with tears, but she said no more. Deep in her heart, she prayed, "God, protect my son." Weeks passed and Kojo began coming home late, his pockets suddenly full of cash. "Mama, look," he would say, flashing his new shoes and all, handling her money. "I told you, things are better now." But Mami Ifwa noticed the change in him. His laughter was hollow, his eyes darting with unease. One night, Kwame confronted him. "Kojo, where is this money coming from?" he demanded. "You are never home and you've stopped going to school." "Mind your business," Kojo snapped. "Not everyone wants to live in poverty like you." Oh. The argument escalated and Mami Ifwa had to step between them. "Enough," she cried. "Kojo, if you can't tell us the truth, then leave this house. I won't have lies under my roof." Kojo left that night, slamming the door behind him. Mami Ifwa sank to her knees, tears streaming down her face. "God," she whispered, "bring my son back to me." Months later, the unthinkable happened. One quiet afternoon, as Mami Ifwa sold her plantains by the roadside, a group of policemen arrived at her stall. "Mami," one of them said, his face grave, "we have arrested your son, Kojo." Her world spun. "What has he done?" she asked, her voice trembling. "He was caught transporting illegal goods. He'll face trial soon." The news spread like wildfire through the town. Neighbors whispered, some with pity, others with scorn. Her son thought he was too good for school, she said. One woman, Auntie Maggie. "Now, look where he's ended," another said, amongst a crowd. Mami Ifwa visited Kojo in the holding cell. He sat behind the bars, his once proud demeanor shattered. "Mama," he whispered, tears streaming down his face, "I have failed you." Her own tears fell as she reached through the bars to hold his hand. "You are my son, Kojo, she said, "I love you, but you must face the consequences of your choices." Kojo was sentenced to 2 years in prison. During that time, Mami Ifwa never missed a visitation day. She brought him food, shared scriptures with him, and reminded him of her unconditional love. Kwame, now a university student, also visited, though his relationship with Kojo remained strained. In prison, Kojo began to reflect on his life. He joined a literacy program, wrote letters to his family, and started reading the Bible his mother had given him. Each letter he sent was filled with apologies and promised to change. When Kojo was finally released, the entire town was watching. Some expected him to fall back into the old ways, but Kojo surprised them all. He returned to his mother's house, humbled and determined to start anew. Kojo's story became a powerful lesson for the town. At a youth meeting in the church, he stood before a crowd of young boys and girls sharing his journey. "I thought quick money would solve all my problems," he said, his voice steady. "But it cost me my freedom, my dignity, and nearly my family. If not for my mother's prayers and God's grace, I wouldn't be here today." Mami Ifwa sitting in the front row wiped away her tears. Tears of pride and of gratitude. Her sacrifices had not been in vain. This story is a reminder that no matter how far someone strays, love and faith can guide them back. It teaches us that quick fixes often lead to lasting harm, but perseverance and integrity are the true keys to success. For parents, it's a call to never give up on your children, even when they stumble. And for young people, it's a warning that every choice has its own consequences, but it's never too late to turn things around. Thank you.